And I always owned boats, and I never owned a boat that I did not build. Even if it was small sailboats or rowboats, it was always something that I built. It was my passion. So after being a contractor for large construction projects inside Turkey and outside Turkey, then one day I decided to build mega yachts, and the first one I built was a 50-meter motor yacht, which was called Turquoise. Yes, because everybody asked me why did I not start smaller, and I simply said that I don't have time, because I was already at some age at that time. So this was already 25 years ago. So I started from a top end. Especially those days, 50-meter motor yacht was quite a large motor yacht. Normally, half and half, let's say. There are lots of people which will come to us, either themselves directly or through brokers. And then they say, okay, this is my dream boat, will you build it for us, and what would be the cost? So this is one way of doing it. Second way is we do have platforms that we have built boats on. So we start these platforms up to sometimes steel and aluminium. And then we kind of slow down there, so that when the client comes, they can have their own interior, they can have as they wish, they can select their own interior designer sometimes. So that's mostly how it works, because then the delivery is quicker. Then we can deliver it in 1.5 years, 2 years, instead of 3 years, 3.5 years. Today, mega yacht technology is really old technology. There's nothing very, very new which makes a substantial difference. Other than today, the people are using new drive systems, diesel electric, hybrids and things like this. Yes, they are innovations, but the back of the thing is that it's a steel hull, which was built as before, aluminium superstructure again as before, but there are improvements obviously on the equipment that we buy, such as the air conditioning, the engines, gearboxes, the fuel consumption. So they come already with it. We don't really go into that deep of the manufacturer's technologies. But sometimes we use our own systems that other yards sometimes don't, on how to install engines, how to make them quieter and less vibrating. Well, no vibrations actually. So that we are very good at, because we have been using some systems which were developed in Canada that only military vessels use, but we have them on our boats, and the result is excellent. I can easily say that our boats are very, very, very quiet. There's a Turkish glass manufacturer where we have been able to do, on this boat especially, very large curved multiple layered chemically toughened glass, which made us a great development on optical looks from inside out and from outside in, because curved windows, they look really nice. So this is something we used on this boat. It's new. Well, the owner decided the color, and he said, well, the shipyard is called Turquoise, why don't I paint the boat turquoise? And that was extremely happy news for us, because our color, our branding color, is exactly the same as the turquoise color. And we made slight variations. We made samples for him, so he selected one towards the others, and then there we are. And to be honest, it's a very challenging decision, because it's not that easy to paint a boat turquoise color. But he did it. He makes decisions very quickly, and he did, and we are grateful to him. If you are talking about sustainability and the cleanness and the damage we do to the ocean when we build mega yachts, obviously a lot of steel. You need a lot of power to build steel, so there's a lot of carbon print. Same with aluminium. Aluminium is built with sheer electrical power, and all these things. It's not the boat itself, but the materials that you use to build a mega yacht for the enjoyment of few people. It's a lot of energy, solvents, paint, whatnot. So if you want a sustainable boat which minimum impact on the ocean, you build a wooden boat with wooden spars and cotton sails. Then you're done.